So I'm officially back on the streets of Reno yet again, due to the neighbor deciding that they just want to be who neighbors are going to be. This here is about my apartment complex taking me to court today because I had an incident with the neighbor who continues to drop things on the floor. I live on the second floor in apartment 262. Well, I used to at the Onyx on 3rd Street, 695 West 3rd Street, here in Reno, Nevada. I now have 10 days to vacate the premises due to the nice judge who gave me 10 days. And because of the judge giving me 10 days, I now can find a place to lay my head. I can find somewhere other than where I am no longer wanted. My neighbor, an elderly woman who has dementia and Alzheimer's. Her husband works nights, and his schedule is pretty crazy. So when he would come home from work, he would drop his tools on the floor, and I had to have a talk with him about that. So they were telling me not to go up there and say anything to him. And I said to myself, no, I'm going to say something to him because me personally, I need to get my sleep. Now, when I was working, I was able to do what I need to do and get some kind of sleep and go to work. That kind of was like my wake-up call, and I didn't mind it Monday through Friday. But he had to work the weekends sometime, a Saturday or Sunday, and I didn't understand for the life of me why or how you know someone, like you live on the 3rd floor and you know someone lives on the 2nd floor. So you're not going to keep dropping stuff on the floor. You're not going to keep making noises all hours of the night. There were times where there was noise almost 24 hours. And I said, do these people ever sleep? This is crazy, you know? Like, do you ever sleep? Long story short, I seen that there was nothing that was going to be done about the problem because the husband, I had to talk with him. I had to talk with the husband, and he says yes. When I come home from work, sometimes when I put my bag down, I understand. And I said, okay, I get that. But we didn't have too many conversations after that. And I was like, well, okay, great. At least the husband understood. Then the wife started dropping stuff on the floor because she wanted to help around the house. I heard him tell her a few times, hey, honey, there's someone that lives underneath us. You can't be doing that. So when I heard that one day, I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. Because I don't know about you. When you first moved into your apartment, was it really quiet for like about a week or two, a couple of days, and then everyone went on their merry way to make noises and do whatever it is that they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people truly don't give a fuck because you have to, you're in their world. And I figured that out a long time ago. When you're in someone's world and they don't care, because at the end of the day, like, let's say someone passes gas, an associate of mine, a few hours ago, he decided he's just gonna light it up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, it's not like it's not like, saying, I said most people would say, excuse me. I mean, I could at least get that much respect. His homeboy decided to go toot toot, and I was like, whatever. I know, I'm getting off subject. Long story short, so what happened was the wife, she started dropping stuff on the floor, and I was like, this is crazy. Is it possible that you could, talk to her or whatever the case may be? Now, mind you, he did. But when you have Alzheimer's and things of that nature, I'm going in the wrong store. And I'm not going to say you don't care, but you have a mental relapse or your brain does something. I don't know. I didn't study it. Long story short, my whole thing is I was dealing with that for a good minute because I'm talking about being homeless on the streets of Reno, Nevada again, because, things, oh, well, you just popped in and popped out. I'm quite sure someone else is just looking from the outside in or whatever. Anyways, long story short, so what happened was it got to the point where they ignored me on paper. And they wasn't really trying to listen to me. They didn't care, what was happening. They said, oh, she's an elderly lady, blah, 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 this and the third. There's nothing we could really do about it. So when the complaints went both ways, they complained, I complained. They basically said it's a he said, she said. So what they did was they did an apartment check. They were doing an inspection on the apartment, and they were making a whole bunch of noise, and they knew that I was complaining. So after a while, mind you, most of this was happening on the weekends, a Saturday or Sunday, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. For some strange reason, how in the hell is this lady just doing this? So I was like, well, Alzheimer's, dementia, yeah, okay, I get it, but still, at the end of the day, it's fucking stupid, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no way in hell that you could just continue to drop something on the floor and don't realize that you are disturbing people, Now, mental issue, whatever the case may be, there's plenty of people with disabilities who know exactly what they're doing and who get, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. That's wrong. There's some accountability is what I'm at. There's some accountability to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is that at the end of the day, imagine going through this and nothing being done about it. So now, to them, the problem is way past fixing. I go down to the office and I'm like, hey, how about you move one of us, me or them? They said, I'm not doing that. I said, okay. So I said, why should I have to move? Like, that's crazy. I said, well, move one of us. I said, I don't care. Like, open an apartment. They didn't want to do that. Betsy at 695 West 3rd Street, Reno, Nevada, decided that I might have a problem. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, are you even listening to yourself? So it got to the point where I said, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually that's going to be me. Nowhere to go. Don't know where my next meal is coming from. And then basically just panhandling and probably getting arrested for panhandling. Like, this is getting beyond crazy. Long story short, so they decided they're going to take me to court. I go to court today, August 3rd, 2026. And the judge says, your lease is up. So basically, I can't fix a problem that you are not attached to. So he asks me, can I pay the rent for August? And I said, the rent for August would be $1,175. And I said this in my head. So I'm like, I don't have the money to pay for, because he didn't know that I didn't renew my lease. And long story short, he says, because I interrupted him, he says, hold on, I'm here on your behalf. He said, just let me talk. I said, I apologize, sir. I apologize. But what's happening right now is I have until August 14th of this month to see if someone out there loves me, an associate or someone who will, help a brother out. Let me sleep on the floor, the couch or something, get a job and do me. You know what I'm saying? Because all this damn traffic, like, this is fucking stupid. Man. Fuck. I'm trying to get across the street, man. Yeah, your dumb ass would do all that. Guy in the truck over there. I'm trying to tell my story, man. Anyways, one person popped in and popped out because apparently what I'm talking about is not meaningful enough. I mean, you see people every day out here. Felipe want to be stepping on the gas over here. Every day you hear a story about a homeless person who is struggling, but can't really make it out here. Because it's tough. The rent, there's no cap on the rent. Food is going up. And people come out the damn woodworks when you want to shoot a damn video or you're live, Long story short, I'm not understanding how the injustice of everything is happening, because neighbors go back and forth. I get that. But I said, I came up with a solution to the problem. Now, how do we apply the solution to the problem? To, you know what I'm saying? Get this done and over with. By the way, if you got Cash App, My Cash App is Brooklyn War 93. My Cash App is Brooklyn War 93. And that's if you made it this far. I mean, I'll probably get maybe 2-3 views, you know. I mean, someone out there has a heart. I started a GoFundMe page. My name is Anthony Clark. That's Anthony Clark. Just go to GoFundMe and type that in. You'll see this face. Someone please help me get off the streets, because I need all the help I can get.